So anyway, we've talked about Jesse Navarro's right now.
That's enough.
You probably have had a number of other cases that you've been looking into then as the reporter that you are. Why don't you give us a couple of them?
Yeah, so one that's very recent, if you guys want to go to fwweekly.com, you can see this under a series called Hitting the Fort. It's on our Facebook page, Instagram. This video is up of me interviewing a gentleman just a couple of days ago. His name's Chad Collins. And Chad Collins, Kate Stone, and Kenneth Newell issued a 10-year protective order.
I tell you. Okay, between Kenneth Newell and Kate Stone, you know that there's probably some foul play.
Get them working together.
Yeah, exactly.
Their hands are actually combined on this one.
And they're both dirty.
Protective order. So this is an interesting story. So this poor dad, I'll summarize it. He's basically charged with stalking and harassment. So what would happen is he'd go out. Sometimes 2 hours out of Fort Worth, and his ex-wife would show up at the same Walmart. And he's like, how the hell did she, but what she would do is she would, because there was a protective order, she'd say, he's violating the protective order, police report, dad gets thrown in jail, right? And this would happen over and over and over. And Chad's friends finally told him, dude, she's tracking your car. It's either on your phone or there's a device on your car.
Yeah.
And it was a physical device that she had installed. So he had it removed where he lives, I think on Abilene, Taylor County. And they took it and they did all the data processing, and they connected it to her, and they tracked it. And they basically, and I've read these two affidavits that said, this woman has, installed this tracking device, and then she gets arrested a couple days later for illegally installing a tracking device. Her boyfriend was arrested recently for harassment. But we talk about dads a lot, and moms get screwed over a lot. But dads, he never had the benefit of the doubt before Kate Stone and Kenneth Newell.
Right.
Dad's stalking her, and she was literally the one stalking him the whole time. So.
Wow. So is that a case in progress right now?
Yeah, and I was talking to someone last night about this, why the family courts are so messed up, because in the criminal courts, if you had exonerating evidence, they would release you from jail. They would release you from prison. In the family courts, having clear evidence that I didn't do this doesn't mean anything until you set a court date and you pay attorneys and you hope that they listen to this evidence.
Yeah.
Because I told a friend this story last night. It's surely this guy is going to get the protective. It should be dropped. No, that's not how it works in the family courts.
It's not how it works.
He has a silver bullet, and it may or may not help him.
Yeah.
But
we will shoot you before we hang you with no evidence.
I hope it helps. I hope it begins. I told him, basically, I used this metaphor. I said, I think the pendulum is finally starting to swing away from you, Chad.
Yeah.
You have this solid evidence. It's not going to fix everything, but at least the momentum's no longer on the other side.
But I think what's important, though, is that this is no longer happening with people not seeing it. When you're reporting it, when others are reporting it, because I know there's a number of people that are starting to say, we're not stopping. They expect us to stop. They expect, we're going to
lose momentum, you and I? Sorry.
Yeah, seriously?
No.
I know, exactly. I mean, exactly. But they do expect that, they're going to threaten us with something. Well, if you do this, you're going to be in contempt of court. We're going to sue you. You know what? I think that some of these lawsuits, and I hate to say this because I don't want to necessarily be part of one, but at the same time, if we do not stand in this generation, it will get worse. And our children and our grandchildren are going to suffer even more than they have so far. Yeah,
we're going to have to face retaliation. That's just being part of the first wave, and Jesse thought when he called me up and intimidated me that was going to be the end of it. They're used to kind of scaring people with these tactics.
Yeah.
Gag orders. I remember telling Jesse, I told him, are you putting a gag order on a reporter? It's like good luck with that.
I know, exactly. And I've always told people, if you think that they're going to put a gag order on you, send me the information ahead of time so that once the gag order puts upon you, I'll put it out for you.
Yes.
I mean, we've got to find ways.
That's smart. Yeah.
We've got to find ways to fight back because the family court system is so crooked, so corrupt. I've called it organized crime, a criminal syndicate. I don't know if your thoughts are similar to that.
I think I definitely. I feel like the judiciary is a mafia.
Right.
The way they protect each other. I'm not just saying that to be disparaging. They protect each other the way like a mafia would, right?
Yeah. You have exactly. So you've got this case with Chad Collins. There's got to be. Go ahead.
We got that out, and when I called Chad's wife, because they're still going through the divorce, someone on the phone threatened me. And so I filed a police report on Thursday against his wife's, I guess, current boyfriend. But they were both very hostile, and I take those threats very seriously.
Right.
So yeah, it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna call the police, and I have a recording of our conversation, and you just threatened me. So
Yeah.
that kind of reinforced what Chad was telling me the whole time. It's like, oh, well, Chad.
So you just mentioned something here that
Yeah.
everybody needs to know. When you talk with these people, record.
Always record.
We are in a one-person recording set.
Absolutely.
We are allowed to do that. The only place you cannot record, supposedly, is when you go into the courtroom and they basically have you as a target.
Yeah.
And there's something very, I don't even know what the word is. Any place that you go in Texas, we're allowed to protect ourselves, except in the courtroom. We can never protect ourselves in the courtroom. So when I was at that one courtroom and the judge threatened me with contempt of court, like, wait a minute, I should be able to have this as evidence to use against him, that he was trying to oppress me, that he was trying to threaten me, and stuff like that. And if we can't record ourselves in the courtroom, we have no evidence that we can use against these people. And I just think that that's a weapon that we should be able to have. But anyway,
Yeah.
anybody who's interacting with these people, record. If you have friends that go to court with you, and I've always said, like, friends never let friends go to anti-family court alone. If you have 5 friends in there, you should have 6 people recording. So